Welcome back. 8:16 now on Monday in Milwaukee. Next week's Republican National Convention will officially kick off and wrap up on Thursday when former President Donald Trump will give his acceptance speech to be the party's nominee. Republican Congressman Michael Waltz joining us live this morning to talk about some of the storylines we can expect next week and a little bit about what's going on right now. Great to have you, sir. How are you?
Great. Good to be with you. Thank you.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what you're looking forward to next week. I know it's sort of set up so that every day is something a little different. Is that right?
Sure. Each day will kind of have a theme, for lack of a better word. Make America safe again, make America wealthy again, make America strong again. And, of course, on the day the president is slated to speak, make America great again.
I want to talk about what's going on in Washington right now. And we know that some top-ranking U.S. senators will meet with a couple of President Biden's advisors today. What do you think they will be talking about?
Well, they're going to be talking about what so many of us have seen, that, it's one thing to say you support President Biden to get elected. But I haven't heard any of my Democrat colleagues, any pundit say that they believe that he is fit to serve the next 4 years. It's just obvious. Anyone who has had a grandparent or a relative go through cognitive decline clearly see the signs with President Biden, number one. And number two, right now we have the NATO summit. All of our NATO allies here going on in Washington, D.C., they are watching the president very closely. And rather than making the point that we should have 100% of our allies contributing the bare minimum of 2% of their GDP to their defense so that the American taxpayer no longer has to make up the difference and subsidize European security, instead, they're talking about whether our allies think he's up the job. And the thing that's so concerning is our adversaries are watching. China, Russia, Iran, the cartels, the resurgence of global terrorism. They all smell weakness right now in this White House, and the intelligence is clear that they are on the march. We are in we're in a period of maximum danger coupled with our wide open southern border.
We know the president is going to hold a press conference this afternoon. What do you anticipate with that? How important is that press conference? Perhaps maybe the most important one of his life?
Well, first, he's done very few relative to other presidents. He's done half as many as President Trump or Obama this far into their term. So, again, we can't all just so lower our expectations that if he gets through one unscripted press conference that we call it a success. He should be doing these and talking to the American people and the global community every week, rather than having staff and aides literally writing his points for him and read them. It would be nice to see him move the country away from wondering who's really in charge.
I want to talk about getting back to the Republican nominee, which will happen next week. There's been a lot of talk about who the potential VP candidates are, and the president has really been very tight-lipped about it. I know you were just in Doral earlier this week. What are you anticipating as far as that announcement is concerned?
Well, knowing the president as I do, I think he's going to take it as long as he can. He just said the other night he would wait until announcing it at convention if he could. But there are some procedural things we need to do with both nominees. I'm the co-chair of the party platform. We just got that through the platform committee. We'll introduce it on the floor. But we need to have both the president and whomever he decides is the vice president adopt that platform. So there's things we have to do procedurally as a party with both the president and the vice president. I expect him. He's got a rally this Saturday in Pennsylvania. That's a potential venue, or it could be right at the beginning of convention.
All right. It is going to be an interesting week and, of course, an interesting day on Capitol Hill, as it always is. Republican Congressman Michael Waltz, thank you for being here.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great week next week. Thanks so much.
Take care.